So same thing, somebody raise your hand, read the problem slow and careful, identify something of importance, we'll make note of it. Just looking for some new players, these three have been playing well. Don't take your hand down, lift your hand down. Let's go, Belle.
So it's gonna be, so F is gonna be concave down.
How do we know?
Because F double prime is negative.
Pause right there. The worst little thing, but whatever, okay. Everybody okay with that? Somebody else, keep reading. Tell me something else that we should know. Keep your hand up, I just want to get more people involved. Hands up, just looking for somebody new. So now you three know, you put your hand back down, just looking to see if somebody else can join it. So what's the next thing as you read that you're like, okay, probably ought to take note of that. All right. Interval is always something to note. I will say that in many problems I don't end up using it. Don't want to lose it for sure, but just so you know from experience I found it not always to be really critical. So there we go. Please.
Select the values of F.
Always important, okay? We only see points. Now, turns out in this particular problem, that's not of super interest, but in many it is, Kennedy. Somebody else?
Just like the F prime 1.2.
Yeah, that's really the question, right? What's true about that? So what does that mean? Somebody else? Who else?
You have to figure out which to be F prime based on the F graph.
Oh, well said. Well said. They gave you a bunch of points on F. You want to know something about F prime of 1.2. Therefore, you must know the meaning of F prime of 1.2 in English. So what does F prime of 1.2 mean in English?
Ooh.
Now we're getting better lit.
The tangent slope at 1.2.
On which graph?
On F.
On F. So I would have drawn a picture. I just draw my same picture again.
Oh.
And I'd say, hey, there's a point here, 1.2. Uh, 4.38. Cool. And I'm supposed to figure out what do I know about this tangent slope right here. And it's definitely another one of those One Republic problems, stop and stare. Stop and stare. That's pretty good length. On the spot, man. Just pull that out there. That's pretty decent. Please.
Kind of same as the last one. You can find the secant slopes of the two.
Yeah, there's a point down here. That's that point. And look, okay, the big deal, the big clue is you've got to have memorized that when they ask you for a tangent slope, if you need to make a flashcard for this, make it. Before you write anything down though, make sense of it first, then make a flashcard. Because the flashcard won't help if you can't make sense of the idea. The idea is that when they're asking about a tangent slope, and all you have is a table, the best you're going to be able to do is find some secants that are related. Because you can't find a tangent from a table. So if they ask for a tangent slope and it's a table, you know right away you've got to find some secants. Just like we did on that other problem.
I actually do have a question.
Please,
so, in the question, it says what must be true about F prime 1.2. How do you know that it's asking about the tangent slope of that point and not just the actual point? Or are they
Gotcha.
the same?
You really don't. They could have been talking about the graph of F prime and wanting you to think about, okay, on F prime, if I went over to x equal 1.2, what would the y coordinate be? it's very possible that that's what they're gonna want you thinking about. The reason we didn't was based on what they gave us. Because they gave us information about F, we thought, oh, we're probably supposed to be thinking about what's happening on F.
Okay, that makes sense.
No, outstanding question. Anybody else? So now what do I do? Gabrielle?
So now you find slope for this one.
So I come here and I find the secant slope. So I do the change in output divided by change in input. So somebody else, what is this? Please don't use this abbreviation on the AP test, but it does make your notes a little more compact. Okay, so just between you and me, that secant slope. So what goes here? Somebody new hand. These guys are strong. We're just trying to get this out the room to make sure you got it. Gabrielle?
It's 2,
Tell me why.
because it's 0.255.1.
Nicely done. Okay. Now that you know this secant slope, somebody make a comment about what we know about this tangent slope. Say again.
The tangent slope is 2.
Do they look like the same slope in your?
Oh, no.
It's gotta be graded
It's
or
less than 2. It's
Less
less
than
than 2.
Concave
Down.
down. Gotta be less than 2.
Wait, just like physics.
The physics is just applied calculus.
talking about. In this today, physics.
Oh, somebody help, the door is locked. Just make sure the button pops out. Dylan, when you open that. Dylan, time to pay. Dallin. Shoot. Did I call you Dylan today already once?
No, you haven't.
Only one ticket payment. Wrong name. Dallin's got about 6 wrong name tickets.
How do you know that the 2 is talking about wood, not green? Ooh, or the red, just kidding, I guess.
Oh, say it again, say your question.
I got it.
Oh, you
Never
got it?
mind.
Sure, no worries. Questions? Anybody want to talk?
Oh!
And then with that information, we know that the point from, like the middle point number, the 1.2, 4.38, and the other one is gonna be even less than that.
Yeah.
So we know that's like, you're gonna automatically like rule some of them out, right?
You could go that way, for sure. Or you could just find it. Like, what's the secant slope going to be?
1.8.
Do it, Liv, what is it?
1.8?
You see it?
Yeah, 'cause like, it's
So it's greater than.
Gotta be sent. Okay, huge idea, like it's huge. Curve is, the tangent's gotta be between the secants. It has to. If it's a concave down or concave up curve. Does that make sense? You okay, Reeves?
Yeah, I'm just grading.
You're good.
Wait, so do we know the tangent slope?
We don't.
And we don't need to, right? 'Cause it just
Correct.
says like if we
Because they
know
never
that it's
said
a
what is the
tangent.
tangent slope.
It's like that one problem where it's like F1 is like less than F prime of 1
Yes.
or whatever. It's like you don't even actually have to know what
No
it is,
values,
like-
no values, just understanding the relationship. Perfect. The relationship here, that problem, Liv, was that relationship between F, F prime, and F double prime. Here it's just knowing how do secant slopes relate to the tangent. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Now I just need to know, to help me do a better job of helping you. If you can't think of why, just say I can't think of it. But if you can think of, like, what was, because I feel like you feel better about it now than you did when Mrs. Summers explained it or I explained it previously or whatever. So what was different about this explanation versus a previous kind of conversation about it that you can think of?
I think the picture helps a lot, like seeing where all the points are. It's like way simpler. Like, oh, you just have to make the difference between these points, and I
Okay.
just didn't really think of it that way before.
Just checking. I'm always looking for, like, what's a way to make it easier for all of you, so. Cool. Other thing, who else wants to talk here? Anybody? Does anybody have trouble seeing that it's the same problem as that other one? It really is the same, just written differently, made to look differently, made it so that you don't actually notice that it's the same, but that's how the AP test works. Like when I look at an AP test, I see problem after problem that is identical to the ones I've seen. But I'm trying to get you to be able to do the same. Very good here? Please do it.
Wait, so which point is the orange one?
Oh, my bad. So I was just doing the first 3 points in the table because I kind of centered on this one because they said what's true at f of 1.2. So that was my first kind of thing I noticed was that point. The brown point down here then is the one prior. And then the orange point is the one up here.
Okay.
So this would have been 1.3, comma 4.56. Good, cool. Please, Vincent.
Why was it necessary to know that f double prime of x is negative?
Oh.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Mhm. Somebody answer that.
So when
Artie, please.
go Artie, because it's, then, you know, it's decreasing and coming
So it was just like to help us draw the picture?
Come up with a picture for sure.
Yeah.
The other key is that the slopes really have to go, oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, you're right about that, actually. Let me say it actually. If the curve were concave up, this would still be true.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The tangent would still have to fit between. It wouldn't matter.
Right.
So in this case, it was kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, I was wondering.
You're right, actually. You guys okay?
Yeah.
Making sure. Everybody good here? Somebody else raise a hand and have a different one they want to discuss. Go, okay.
Number 3 on the practice. B.
Gold or
B.
green?
Yeah.
Yes.